So this is going to be an updated version of my old Torodor cheese guide. I found out an easier way to do it, and I figured I would just update my previous guide. Obviously it wasn't perfect, there were a lot of imperfections, like I messed it up halfway through and I had to cut to like a successful run. It wasn't perfect. I mean, nothing's perfect. Uh, you can't really expect it to be. But I just figured that I would improve it both for myself and for anyone who needed help. Obviously you can still use it, it still works, it's still good. It is the easiest way to do it, but it's just an easier way to do the already easier way. But anyways, we're on Nightmare this time. I was on Hard in the last time I did it. I've been going through Nightmare every week now since my gears have been better. But this works on any difficulty. It's just this is showing that it's doable anyways. So the strategy, you won't need to deal with the bottom very much, which is really nice to not have to deal with. This is like the hardest part of the level, so you just have to clear the wave once and then they won't spawn anymore, because you're going to interrupt the boss before it gets to that orb, and the orb is what triggers the spawns. But anyways, we're just going to basically stall the boss out. I'll show you in a second. Anyways, so what you need for this is you need a healer. I'll be using Vortex. Any healer works. I don't think the healing amount has to be that crazy. I will be using a platform DPS like Silas. Silas is just my boy. He's my favorite character. My channel's like based around Silas basically at this point. I love Silas. You can use Hex. You can use Nocturne. You can use Idril in the bottom left corner to hit the boss, and then you can use a different platform DPS. You can probably use a Mani, whatever. Just a platform DPS. You're also going to want to have a spare fighter, just for a little bit of extra boss damage. They will only be placed to deal with the boss, nothing else, at the beginning. You could probably remove the slot for anything else, like Idril as I mentioned earlier. It doesn't matter. And then you're going to want 2 tanks. Brukir is very good. You want to have a very solid main tank, though I do recommend olague for his shields. His shields are very nice to have. He's very good. So you're going to want olague. But you can have your second tank be anything. It could be Livian, it could be Brokir. As long as they're living, it doesn't matter. So, you want those. And then you want your 2-tile fighter. The 2-tile fight, or more than 2 tiles, is what I meant to say. Anything with more than 1 tile. It doesn't matter. I think Estrid works, I'm not sure. But the long range fighters that I know of off the top of my head, it's probably not all of them, is Arrogance. I will be using Arrogance, but you could replace him with like Volker or something. He will not be my long range fighter, just to make it a bit more accessible for everyone. That's why I'm using Baron instead of Brokir. But anyways, you could use Arrogance, you could use Absin, even though I hate him. You could use Zillatu, you can use Valkyria, Ardea, you can use Araka, stuff like that. But the one that will be the most successful, and the one that I will be using, is Abomination. Abomination is great. We should all have him eventually. He's a permanent fusion. And then you're also going to want someone for the bottom. So I will be using Arrogance and Wrath for the bottom. Abomination is my 2-tile fighter. Falcia purely for boss damage. You could replace her with literally anyone. Then platform fighter, healer, 2 tanks. That's it. That's all you need. There are variations you could do to this. Obviously, if you don't have these requirements, there's so many ways to do this. But this is just the general way. But anyways, I like to place Wrath and Vortex. But you could also place your additional fighter down here. Volker works great, but I don't have her leveled and I don't feel like leveling her. Wrath can deal with these 2 on his own, but Arrogance will help just because I'm using him. It doesn't matter though. But anyways, so this is the formation we'll have on the bottom, and then we start placing our top units. What we're going to do is we're going to do Silas here. We're going to do tank number 1 here. In my last guide I used olague here, and I stalled the boss out over here. But the easier way to do it does not need that. Anyways, we're going to be placing our multi-platform fighter down. He's just going to be there to help with the axe guys and to deal with the top. And also, once you're done with the bottom wave, you can pull your fighter. Same with these two. When you're able to deal with this last guy, you can pull them. And I recommend it just so that you have them up for when the boss comes. But anyways, we're gonna deal with this guy last, and then we're gonna deal with the axe guys. The axe guys are very threatening. That's why we have the multi-platform guy, purely to deal with them. I would recommend to pop your ults on your defenders just to survive a little bit. They can be very threatening. I would also use your platform DPS ultimate. I kind of forgot, but we should be okay. We're just cleaning them out. And then once that's done, you can pull back your fighter and your tank guy or whatever, and then you wait for the boss to come. But yeah, so far it's going pretty well. In my previous strategy, I had them in the back, but it's just easier this way. Anyways, you let them do their thing. You place your other fighter just for a little bit of extra damage. You will have more time if you do it yourself, because my Silas will just kill the boss a lot faster than most. Of course, if your fighter is geared a little bad, they might die, but it's whatever. As long as you have enough DPS, it should be fine. Anyways, we are dealing with the boss pretty easily. Obviously, if he dies, you could just place whatever you have. That is obviously not the best thing ever, but it happens. So then, I would pull back your platform DPS once he starts doing this animation. Just let him go off, and then you place behind him, and he's stuck. So previously, I had him walk all the way up here, and then I stalled him here, but the timing was really rough. But this way, as long as you're able to take the boss down, this is a lot easier. So then you could put your healer there, you could put your fighters, and then kill the boss, and that's it. But yeah, this is kind of it. Obviously you want your fighters with a little bit of HP. This is Nightbearer, so he hits pretty hard. But you are using a healer, so your tank is not going to die, even if it's not your main tank. Stuff like that. But anyways, that's about it. Obviously check out my other Torodor cheese if this is a bit hard. I know I did kind of mess up a little bit, but obviously that's normal. These things happen. If I had a higher HP fighter, I would have done great. If you have a 2 tile at the top, or I don't even think you need the 2 tile, it just makes your life a lot easier. You could put Abomination at the bottom and pull him back, and then he could deal a lot of the boss damage himself. Just stuff like that. But once again, this is the easiest way to do it, just timing wise. But obviously I would recommend my other guide a little bit more. Well, no, I would recommend them equally. But also, when the ground stops being charred or whatever, you can place more fighters there. Whatever. That's just part 2, slightly different strategy, but more or less the same. I figured I would just update you guys on this. I know it's probably not perfect, and the other video might be a little bit better for some people, but I just figured I would tell you guys this one. Anyways, that's about it. Hope this helps someone. I'm just gonna claim my rewards to show you guys, because why not? I feel like it. Just for clearing Nightmare Void. I just got a really good Infernal Roar Ancient from my chest, so that was really nice. But anyways, here we go. I get Scarlet Hunt, which I hate, and nothing else. Oh well. That's okay. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Hope this helped. Bye bye.